Hey everyone, it's Mariah Manza and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something really fun. So for over a month now, I've had this vision in my head of this fairy, snow queen, ice queen vibes. So I'm going to try to do that today. I'm sure you all have seen my costume character Halloween makeup haul. So I have some stuff from Wet n Wild. I've dug through all of the makeup I have. I have glitter and highlighters and everything galore and everything that's blue and purple and white, and I've just kind of pulled it all together and we're gonna just see how this turns out. So I do have makeup on my face from earlier. My plan was to keep it on and just put the white over it, because when I was playing a few nights ago, I feel like this white was a little bit more see-through than I wanted it to be, and it could have just been how I was applying it. So the only thing I'm going to take off is my eyeshadow and my eyebrows, because I think I'm going to do them purple or blue or something fun like that. Yeah, so let's get into this, shall we? The rest of this I'm pretty sure is going to be a voiceover, because I'm not really sure how long this is going to take, and I've never done this something like this before. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, so first step, always pin the hair back. And my Starbucks, I believe this is a mint tea. I didn't want to do anything crazy. I just went in with a normal makeup wipe and just wiped away the existing eyeshadow and brows that I had. So I could start with a clean base for the eye. And I used Tarte Shape Tape, or I was going to use Tarte Shape Tape, but then I decided to just go in with this NYX eyeshadow base in white. And I used just kind of a flat, it's dome shaped on the top brush to kind of just paint that on. And then I patted it out with one of those little rounds. They're makeup rounds. I used Dermablend powder to set the eyes, and then I ended up only going in with 2 of the 4 pencils I showed for my eyebrows. I used the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner in Lustrous Sapphire, and then the NYX Eyebrow Pencil in 305 Silver. So what I did is I used the Maybelline one first. I filled in all the parts where I have actual hair, and then I went over and I wiped the excess off, and then I went back in with the silver to start shaping them. And because I don't have hair in some spots, I ended up going in with 2 of the eyeshadows from this palette that I'm using as a mirror, the water palette from NYX. And I just kind of used the blue sapphire color, the same color as the pencil. And I, like I said, I filled in the parts of my eyebrows where I would normally fill in with pencil. But I didn't want it to look so harsh as it did when I filled it in with the eyeliner. So yeah. Then I went in with the shade on the top left to kind of set my eye. It was kind of like an icy light blue color. And then I went in with that same color I used on my eyebrows to do my crease. So it's a matte blue in the left side of the palette, bottom left. I then went in with a flat thin brush, and I kind of traced out the outline of the edge of the eye that I wanted. And then just went in and continued to blend. I used different brushes to kind of work up the color. I kind of wanted a cut crease vibe, so that's why I was trying to keep the lid defined like that. Then I went in with Stila's glitter and Into the Blue. And I use that same brush that I outlined the edge of the eye with eyeshadow. I used it with the Stila glitter. And at first I was just going to do a V, but it ended up kind of like crossing over each other. So it looked kind of like an X on the end, which I did end up liking. And I literally just went in super gentle, a little at a time, and added glitter and then dabbed back into more. And I ended up raising it. So it ended almost like diagonal to where my pupil was. And now for the fun part, going in with the Wet n Wild paint. So I think if I was to do this again, I would use more of the triangle wedge cosmetic wedges. You know, you can get them in a packet like Walmart or Target instead of these rounds that I used. I feel like it would have been easier to get in kind of like the cracks and stuff better with a wedge. So I just use like a foundation brush to kind of get around my eyebrows. I made sure that I filled it in really close to my hairline because I'm going to do something with my hair later. And I put it on my ears, and then now I'm blending it all the way down my neck. And also I want to point out that visible from the front is almost like behind your ears and kind of partway behind your neck as well. And then I kind of blended it into the edges of like where my sweater was, which looked whiter than it does after you put really white face paint on. So here I just used the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk to kind of like create separation from where the eyeshadow ended up in my eyebrows. Just to kind of make it more pigmented, that white more pigmented around the eyes. And then I did end up going underneath the eye with a little bit more of the paint just to kind of whiten it out. But it's hard to make it lighter under your eyes when your whole face is already white. So, yeah. And then for the lid of the eyes, I used the Stila Magnificent Metals glitter and diamond I forgot the name. So it's called Diamond Dust. Now that some of my makeup is downstairs, I had to run down to the basement to find it. So for my eyes, originally, I went in just with a NYX white eyeliner to the waterline, but then I decided to put over top the NYX Faux White in White Smoke. It's the one that's kind of like a purpley color. And then underneath the eye, like the lower lash line, I used Rimmel's Wonder Ombre Holographic Effect Eyeliner, and it's in the shade Purple Prism. I also used a combination of the Anastasia Moon Child Highlighter palette and the Kat Von D, is that called the Prism palette? The one that's the highlighters as well. And I kind of took that purple underneath the eye. It's kind of hard to see here, but I definitely shadowed it and kind of winged it out. And yes, the Moonchild palette. And then I went in with the Wet n Wild paint palette, the pastel version. And I used a smaller foundation brush, and I kind of like sketched out where like my cheekbone would be, like if I was to contour. Which, again, I don't work with much cream makeup, but this is definitely different to work with. I feel like I almost should have set the white paint underneath first. I don't know, because in some spots I felt like it did kind of come up, but I just reapplied. And then I went in with that cotton round and kind of blended out the contour of the face. So I did it my cheekbones and then like around my forehead area. And then I went in with the highlighter and kind of like set it with that. So I used the Moonchild highlighter, the one in blue, the blue shade, to kind of set the contour. And then I used the purple underneath the nose and in the inner corner of the eye. And my thought about that is that, like, when you're cold, the places where you first start to show it is like underneath your nose, your eyes start to water, things like that, and then your lips. So like that's where I wanted the purple contrast to be, like almost as if the cold was like coming from the inside. I used the pink and purple combination of the two from the Wet n Wild Pastels palette to do almost like a blush. I felt like the face was very flat, so I wanted to add some kind of a color to kind of go from like where that contour would be to where the highlighter is going to be. And I definitely use the Kat Von D palette as like my actual highlighter. I use this stippling brush here. And you can see it's just like, pow, it's crazy. So I kind of did that in like a C shape like I do normally, like on the top of my cheekbones, and kind of bring it up to my temple area. And I didn't do it on my Cupid's bow because once I do the lipstick, which is I use two from Sephora, they're both a matte. Sephora, it's in the Sephora lipstick collection. And I used the matte lilac-y color and then the white, and I did the white around the outside and, like I said, the purple on the inside, and then kind of like patted it out and patted it together. And then I went over top of that with the highlighter and I just gave it that kind of like icy vibes. And then I went in with the gems. So I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I know I definitely wanted gems by my eyes. And I thought maybe I would do them kind of like all over the forehead and on the nose and stuff too. But I just decided to do 3 gems. The biggest one on the bottom, which you wouldn't normally do. You'd normally go biggest to smallest. And then I used the Ardell Wispies in 113. And I had a relatively easy time putting these on for me. I know on the right eye, the left corner or the inner corner was coming up and I didn't realize it. So I did end up sticking that back down. But yeah, I love them because they were like smaller on the inside and they gradually got a little bigger on the outside. I feel like it was just super wispy. And then because the white primer mascara that I had gotten didn't dry white, I just decided to go in with the paint pot and a spoolie. So here is the hair stuff. So it's colored hairspray I got from Target. And so basically I got white, gray, and glitter. I ended up not using the glitter. But I used the white and gray, and it was kind of hard. You have to shake it really hard and then hold down and like keep it held down. Like it's not like you can just like spray little squirts out and it'll cover your hair. Like you really have to like hold the nozzle down and spray. So I was gonna do like really white at the crown, the roots of my hair, and then darker at the ends, but I kind of just went crazy with it. I feel like the brown was easier to cover than the blonde historically. And I had a really hard time because I didn't have anywhere to prop up my mirror and I needed to kind of use both hands to do this. So that's why I was looking down a lot. Okay, everyone. So I think this is it. I had so much fun filming this. It took me probably like an hour and a half just because I'm not used to using these products. I did use these colored hairsprays that I got at Target. would not recommend them if you're looking to like dye your hair with like a super saturated color. It definitely did work. And I love the texture. It's hairspray, so it gave my hair texture, so perfect for this like Snow Queen vibes, Ice Queen, etc. look today. I love the eyeshadow. I love the lashes that I chose for this. It's just, it came out really good. Despite the fact that I have this like zit on my nose that it's impossible to cover up, so that's a little frustrating, but I love the little crystals. I love everything about it, and so I just hope you guys really do enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!